This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, December 13th. I'm Tori here with Al, Erica, and Lindsay. And we really want to start by just saying our hearts and prayers are with everyone affected by the tornadoes that tore through the South and Midwest this weekend. At least 100 people are feared dead, but search and rescue operations continue. Let's just take a moment and have our prayers and thoughts go out. If you're in that area and you can get to a computer, please write us in and let us know how it's going and how you're doing. Well, the richest man on the planet has a new title. Time magazine has named Elon Musk its Person of the Year. In the magazine's article, they describe Musk as a man who aspires to save our planet and get us to a new one. Of course, referring to Mars. Musk also says the next really big thing is to build a self-sustaining city on Mars and bring animals and creatures of Earth there, sort of like a futuristic Noah's Ark. Huh. Okay, first of all, thoughts on Elon Musk. I just want to get a temperature check on where we are. What do you guys think?
I just feel like everybody hates on Elon Musk. Just let the man have his moment. I would have picked somebody different if I ran Time magazine, but I don't.
You don't mind it. It doesn't offend you. Okay, that's a good fair. Yeah, that's good, Al.
I think I'm kind of out on him. I don't know if it's him or the people around him that are designing a lot of these things. I think he's a person that's good at selling and taking credit, but I don't know if he's actually invented any of these things.
I think it's a perfect one. I think he is single-handedly shaping part of our future globally, one person. And whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter. He is the most influential of the year. I think so. Interesting.
And you can't minimize the things that he's done.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's done a lot. He just has maybe a little bit of an annoying personality.
People might not like him, but
Right.
like horrible people have won Time Person of the Year, right? So who would you have picked, Lindsay Granger, if you had to pick?
So my person would be Simone Biles. I mean, she spearheaded an international conversation about mental health. She's 24 years old and accomplished more than most people, including myself, that I know. And she also is just this like epitome of style, grace, and just like she's gonna put herself first. And she taught a 24-year-old taught us all that it's okay to take a minute and put yourself first. And I think because of how my year went, that's really important.
Really mirrors you. Interesting.
Yeah, I would have to go with Stacey Abrams. I mean, obviously, we have followed Stacey Abrams' political career for quite some time. She has been the comeback queen. I mean, not only for the presidential election last year, she also was very instrumental through her voter advocacy to make sure that those 2 Senate seats were won by Democrats. She announced December 1st that she would be running for governor again. Just a powerhouse. And I think this year really sums up what is going to happen in the years to come with her.
Yeah, I think she's maybe the future of the party in some respects. What do you think?
A real simple way to say it, she flipped Georgia.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, that shirt redder than a state redder than your shirt. It was not.
I went to this.
Yes, it was very, it was amazing what she did. It was not a purple swing state. I mean,
You're right.
That's amazing. Mine was it might be weird. The QAnon shaman.
That's a good one, Al.
I picked him because I think obviously he's synonymous now with January 6th.
Sure.
But I think I look at him as a representation of a lot of Americans that were radicalized.
Yeah.
And how they ended up literally on January 6th in the halls of, you know, our most precious land, what I'm trying to say, but they didn't know what to do after that. And it really symbolized that he was the one that got one of the longest sentences, but none of the organizers did. And isn't that always how it is, Erica? Isn't that always how it is, Lindsay? The people, the foot soldiers, they get all the time. All the people that seemingly organized this, we haven't heard their names. All those people that were outside, the Alex Joneses saying go in there and fight like hell, they're fine. It's this guy that's sitting in jail and a lot of people that look and act just like him. So I think he represents the radicalized online America.
That's a good point. Represents a huge amount of this country.
A lot of people.
Mine's super boring, obviously, but I have to give it up for Miss Angela Merkel because although you might not hear from her, she single-handedly, for me, was the leader of the free world during a very tumultuous time, and she's just stepped down. And she kept Europe and the world, to me, steady. And I think that's a big thing. And I would say she is that, but I know I told my husband, he's like, boring.
No, but she's always been one of the few women that you see in those rooms at some of these conferences.
The
that
only
have mostly
woman, right?
Yeah, the only woman at that top level. There's other women there working in different levels, but she's always right there with all the prime ministers,
Yes.
all the leaders of countries having the conversation and doing a good job.
I think she quietly kept things together for us globally. So that's my pick. Please write us in about yours. And just like that, Peloton is having the last laugh. Just a warning, this story contains major spoilers from the Sex and the City reboot. So if you haven't seen the first episode, you might want to mute. All right, we're good. So as we know, fan favorite Mr. Big dies from a heart attack after riding on his Peloton. Shortly after, Peloton stocks took a tumble. I believe it was 11%. Now Peloton, along with Chris Noth, who played Big, have responded with a cheeky response to it all. Check out this ad.
Oh, I feel great. Should we take another ride? Life's too short not to.
And just like that, the world was reminded that regular cycling stimulates and improves your heart, lungs, and circulation, reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases. Cycling strengthens your heart muscles, lowers resting pulse, and reduces blood fat levels. He's alive.
So if you didn't know, that was Ryan Reynolds, and he, again, is the king of marketing. Remember after Peloton had that terrible ad before when the husband gifts a Peloton, he came out with an aviation gin ad about it starring that woman, and they put it together in like 24 hours. I think, do we have that, the commercial, or no? Here we go.
This gin is really smooth. Yeah. We can get you another one if you like. You're safe here. To new beginnings.
To new beginnings. Brilliant. Brilliant. So that's Ryan Reynolds for you. They said they put it together in like 48
Ryan
hours.
Reynolds, the king of advertising.
Yeah, and I don't know if he is.
I mean,
Well, does he?
I was like, okay.
Well, he is. He does these turnarounds really quickly in response, and it does really well. 9.5 million people have seen it. The stocks are going back up. I just wonder if Ryan Reynolds.
what about the phrase "just do it"? Has that resonated with people?
What?
From Nike? I think
Yeah.
that was pretty good advertising.
Oh, she's saying that he's not the king. He's trying to say that
think there's
more
levels.
like Phil Knight might be the king.
I think these turnarounds are really cool. They're
Okay,
guerrilla
can I just
marketing.
say I don't believe that this happened in 48 hours. I know all the reports. I know what Peloton said. I know what Sex and the City said. But like Peloton is not stupid and excited enough to be there, to be on Sex and the City. They asked no questions about how their bike was being used and were just blindsided because Sex and the City is such a big franchise that they're
That's
just
a
going
good
to
point.
accept anything that they do with their bike, even if they threw it in the trash and said it was
Conspiracy
garbage.
here.
Like I just don't believe that they really put this together in 48 hours and had no idea that Big was going to die on their treadmill or whatever that thing is. I don't have one.
you don't
I know
think-
Erica has one.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I couldn't get to that point because I was too stuck on the fact that how you just gonna watch your husband die?
Why did she?
It was like all this time went by. There was no defibrillator in the building at all. That massive. I mean, how much was that apartment? 10, 15 million dollars.
They didn't want to get into the nitty gritty though. They didn't want to show a hospital scene.
Lindsay,
They didn't
he
want
was
to.
alive.
I know, but they didn't want to get into the
Dude,
nitty gritty.
you
Sex
do
and the City's not about the
CPR.
hospital. It's not like Grey's Anatomy over here. Okay, they want to talk about the outfits and walking around the city. They don't want to go to the hospital.
Then don't have him be
No.
alive in the shower.
Well, I mean, that was. I'm gonna need you to move. I'm gonna need you to. If I wouldn't just be standing there staring at him, like I would have immediately rushed. Like, what was
She was
that?
enjoying her last moments with her husband.
what?
She knew.
What?
She
And
knew
then
it
all
was
of
going to
the
be her last
slipping
moments.
inside. Oh, sorry. Are we still on spoiler alert? Spoiler alert. Okay, first of all, why are we in the shower? Why are we not on our phone?
I know.
Why are we not on our phone
And
calling
someone
911?
on Twitter says, "Oh, she doesn't have an iPhone." Yes, she did. He texted her, "Let's go tonight," so she did. I don't get it.
Only Tori's that good in emergency situations.
so
you gotta rush.
I might freeze up too.
Time is of the essence. Nah.
Nah. All right, what do you think about this? What do you think about the ad? What do you think about this reviving Peloton?
Look, I think that it shows where we are with marketing. I mean, I made fun of you, of course, but I really do agree with what you're
Thank
saying.
you.
In terms of, it shows that these bigger companies are now very nimble. You see on TikTok now, if like Erica or just anybody posts something, sometimes McDonald's, their TikTok will show up, and then Wendy's will show up, and then all these big brands, and they'll be commenting on these random videos, and that video blows up because now it's not like we just have this marketing plan and we're going to move forward. Now, these big corporations are almost moving around like small at-home businesses, and the way they market is kind of the same way because it's the way that direct connection to the customer, and they meet people where they are. So good on them for doing this. I mean, it's impressive.
And if you don't do it fast, you're gone. You've lost it. It has to be within the moment, right? Marquita Baker just wrote in, "We love you." She goes, "How are you just going to watch your husband die?" LOL.
Seriously.
Some people panic. What about
Seriously, I'm a panicker.
Yes,
so hopefully that never happens to me.
You would have called 911.
I know, after panicking.
Yes.
Right? And I think that
Lindsay's got a 29-second panic before she starts moving.
Exactly. I'm not that smooth in life. I'm the person that falls down when I'm trying to get somewhere.
Dude, he was alive. Call 911. All right. Coming up on DBL, I can't wait to get into this with you guys. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story completely flopped on its opening weekend. Our audience is through with remakes. But first, we have to hear from you on this next story. Teachers competed against one another in a cash grab for school supplies on ice. We're chatting about it next.
Closed cap.
Okay. First of all, have you guys noticed how relaxed Tiffany is with the camera now? Like the first couple weeks, you could tell there was like a vein coming out of the bicep.
She does not care
and now
anymore.
she's just holding it like
Whatever.
like we're on the train about to film a video for YouTube. All right, start rapping.
Whatever. I can't. I gotta go.
Somebody beatbox against the window.
So, Just Me wrote in and said, most influential, Al got it right. The insurrection and rioters dominated the news and conversation this year. Of course, they'd misunderstand and think the award was support for their cause. Yeah, like Mussolini, I believe, was in there. Hitler, I believe, was Time Person of the Year. Bad people can be Time Person of the Year because it's who was brought up the most over and over and over again. So I thought vaccine scientists would have been.
Yeah, not that.
Just silence the room.
Terry just wants nobody to read Time magazine. They gotta have somebody buy a copy. Yeah, they gotta have somebody.
I don't think
a cover star.
Angela Merkel would have bought a copy if she was on the cover. She's like, oh my God.
She would have bought a copy of her own.
Her husband was like, we gotta buy one. No, they'll send us one.
Wait, can I tell you something funny? A woman comes up to her who's 100, and they're at a parade, and he goes up to Angela Merkel and goes, "Are you his wife?" Speaking about the French president, and she goes, "No, I'm the Chancellor of Germany." And she was so old that she couldn't believe that a woman. She's like, "You must be his wife," and she's like, "No, I'm the Chancellor of Germany."
And also,
she's like, "What?"
I don't know if it was confirmed. This is serious. Was she also battling Parkinson's? Was that?
Oh, I don't know.
Remember they
I
were
know she's
showing
some health
clips of her. Yeah.
I know she has a PhD in chemistry.
I mean, she was doing it with a lot of dignity.
Yeah, I don't know
but
if
they
she-
were
yeah.
showing her hand shaking. She
I
was
saw
kind of
that.
hiding it. It was towards because
She retired this
yeah,
year. She
so
just
I
retired.
think it was like
and just
she
you
was
know,
trying to make it to the end.
she's terrified of dogs, and when Putin would ever meet with her, famously, he would unleash a huge black Great Dane pit bull, no collar, no leash, to wander around the
Great
room.
Dane pit bull.
Mix.
Oh,
And there's
goodness.
pictures of it, and she's like this, because she's terrified, and Putin's like this.
Wow. Why don't you do it over?
That sounds evil.
20 seconds.
It was long.
Welcome back to DBL. All right. The internet is fired up over a viral video of a Dash for Cash event held at a hockey game in South Dakota. $5,000 in $1 bills was dumped onto a carpet in the middle of the ice. 10 local teachers came out to compete for the money, not for themselves, oh no, to use for classroom supplies. The teachers then frantically stuffed the dollars into their shirts and clothes. The video has been seen more than 10 million times, with lots of people calling it dehumanizing, degrading, and some even compared it to Squid Game.
Squid Game.
The only thing that would have made this worse is if they made them pick the money up with their teeth.
What?
This is the most embarrassing, disrespectful thing I have ever seen. Like, why would you? First of all, that's not even for them. You send them out there to shove it down their clothing as other people look on and they're in the middle of the ice. Like, almost like, it reminded me of that game with the pigs that you grab.
Hungry Hippos.
Hungry Hippos. Like, this is so humiliating for teachers who work so hard. I'm not with this now. Lindsay?
Well,
I know you got some thoughts. Let's have a little
I'm saying
chit-chat.
South Dakota teachers are among some of the lowest paid in the country. So I think that's an embarrassment, right behind Mississippi. So that needs to be solved. And these companies that are donating money to this event should also donate money directly to the teachers and the school that they want to help out. That said, one of the teachers tweeted out, "I'm one of the teachers, and I was happy to get the opportunity to get the money for the classroom. It was a great opportunity for students to see me build connections outside of school."
What?
The company that donated the money even thanked us for what we did and came to the classroom. So why are you more outraged than the actual participants? They said that it was fun and wanted to do it. Like, I said that I watched these shows about running for your wedding dress and trampling each other, and that's funny and that's fun. So why is this so? It's because of the pay for them, but they actually had fun doing this and said it was like community building. It wasn't embarrassing throwing it down there. I think we try to like make everything such a big deal when the teachers had a good time together there.
I think that there is duality of thought here because, yes, my first thought was, okay, what did the teachers say before and what did they say after everybody on social media declared this to be embarrassing? Because that's where we are. It's like things happen, we build, we decide how we feel about it. A lot of times it's very visceral, it's right in the moment. And then the school of thought of the world comes in on social media and you're like, oh, well, was I right? Was I wrong? Right. I think it's two things here. There was definitely a better way to do it in order to make sure that these teachers really were able to provide, and it's not the teachers' responsibilities, first of all, to provide for their children's supplies. That is the school district, that's what taxes are for. But now that you're here, is this something that brings up a broader conversation where we are having the conversation that South Dakota is one of the lowest states for teachers' pay? Is that as important as this conversation about what actually happened? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
What did you think when you watched it? Before you looked at any comments, what did Erica think when she looked at it?
I thought more from like an in-arena standpoint of like having worked in an arena for entertainment. I could see how this could happen. I don't love it because I come from a family of teachers, and I do think that that's not okay. My my mother absolutely took money out of her own pocket in order to provide for her students.
I looked at this face value and said, I wish I was there. I wish that I could be digging through the money, putting it in my shirt. That's hilarious and fun. And I'm sure the students are laughing with their teachers this Monday at school.
Let me say my point real quick is A, I think the optics look really bad. I don't think it looked good at all. And B, it just shows me where the country's priorities are. Teachers are not one of them. War, military is, and we're ready to let them fight over it for books. That's how stupid it was. I know, but it looked bad. The
Such different opinions. I love it.
Yeah, it looked bad to me.
I wish I was there. That was awesome.
Coming up on DBL. Lindsay wants in. Fans did not show up to see the West Side Story remake. We'll tell you the embarrassing amount of cash it scraped up in this weekend. Stay tuned.
I was looking over some chickens and I see these big poof bags. This means these bags were left without refrigeration.
This TikTok video with nearly 2 million likes claims frozen chicken in puffed up bags is spoiled. The viral post has spread to Twitter where users claim that puffed up bags can be attributed to the meat deteriorating and releasing gas. So let's verify. Does frozen chicken in puffed up packaging mean the meat is spoiled? Our sources are Purdue Foods, the National Chicken Council, and the United States Department of Agriculture. The woman in the viral video is standing next to a bag of Purdue chicken. The company sells its chicken in a variety of packaging, including frozen in bags. Packaging methods for meat and poultry must be approved by the United States Department of Agriculture. According to Purdue, the puffiness of the bag is a USDA-approved packing method that pumps ambient air into the bag before sealing it. In an email to Verify, a spokesperson for the company explained that the puffiness of the bags actually indicates the packaging is properly sealed. The National Chicken Council agreed that the frozen chicken packaging seen in the video is a USDA-approved process with no food safety concern. According to the USDA, a consumer can tell if chicken is spoiled by looking for changes in the poultry's smell, taste, or texture. It says meat or poultry may turn a dark color, smell badly, and become slimy due to spoilage bacteria. It does not say anything about the packaging as an indicator of spoilage. So we can verify, no. A puffed up bag of frozen chicken doesn't mean the poultry is spoiled. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
This is a sentence I didn't think I'd ever say. Major disappointment at the box office this weekend with Steven Spielberg's highly anticipated West Side Story. It's come up short. The movie only brought in $10.5 million, and it cost $100 million to make. The reviews have been amazing, though. So what happened? What went wrong here? Perfect storm? Thoughts? Was it Gen Z? Z's? Do they not like musicals?
Because it was only released in theaters, I think that's the biggest issue. Like, I don't know anyone personally. I know people are still going, but I don't know anyone personally that's been to the movie theater since COVID got really crazy. And so the fact that it was exclusive in theaters is kind of like you're isolating everyone at home who wants to stream a new movie at home and watch it in the comfort of their own home and be safe. I also think that it's the time of year for Christmas. We're all in a happy mood, or any holidays, Hanukkah. And so West Side Story is really sad.
Super sad.
And I don't know if people are just in that mood. Like, I'm intentionally surrounding myself with like nice lights and happiness and good ice cream. You know,
if you didn't know, it's the story of Romeo and Juliet done in an updated version. So it's incredibly tragic at the end. Erica, what do you think?
Yeah, well, it's interesting about the COVID angle, because I hadn't been to the theater in probably 15 years, and I've gone to the theater 3 times this year.
Really?
Because no one's there. No, I'm being honest. You know, we have our kiddos who we've been going to Marvel, we've been doing all these things, and we're the only ones in the theater, and so I'm super comfortable going. I think West Side Story has has an older demographic. I've been seeing a lot of chatter on Twitter from younger people who don't feel like this story is reflective of the story that they want to be told in this moment.
Interesting. That's really interesting. I want to ask about the COVID thing to Al. How big of a role do we think COVID did play in this? Because baby boomers are still hesitant to go to the theater. Lindsay brought it up, Erica brought it up. I think the fact that it wasn't streaming killed this from dead on arrival.
Absolutely.
Dead on arrival.
And I completely agree, and here's why. Obviously, not only do we have COVID, but we have the new variant, so people are scared of that. That's kind of brought everything back. That's almost neither here nor there. I feel like the fact that it's not streaming is a big problem, because you know what? When you turn on Netflix, even if you don't watch it, whatever movie that they're premiering is there. So you're like, oh yeah, there's a new Kevin Hart movie. Oh yeah, there's a documentary about Jeffrey Epstein. You see it even if you don't watch it.
Yeah.
But when do you see commercials, really? I mean, this show, but like usually when you go on to watch a streaming movie, you don't see commercials in between that. To be reminded, West Side Story. So I just don't think a lot of people even know that it was out, which is very scary.
And you know, when we used to find out things were out, when we used to go to the theater and they used to show you what's coming up.
Wow.
And Erica hasn't been in 15 years, except this year. I haven't been at all since COVID started. Yeah, so
very interesting.
Yeah, the previews, that was the big thing. Is like,
I love previews.
The little grumblings after everyone. Like,
just being in the theater, do you know they bring your snacks to you?
Yes.
She really found that out.
I was like blown away.
Welcome to Alamo Draft House.
You can drink like hard liquor in the theater now.
You
like
can.
A martini.
Welcome to the century. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
I can tell she was feeling something.
Blush for Alfonso Ribeiro.
This is the most wonderful time of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
DBL is always all new every day.
Dallas police tweeted this picture praising the work of a police canine after he helped officers seize more than $100,000 at Love Field Airport. The post quickly went viral, with many people asking why it's a crime for someone to have this much money, and others pointed out the traveler who had the cash wasn't arrested. So let's verify. Can police in most states seize your money even if you're not charged with a crime? Our sources are the National Conference of State Legislatures, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Texas Appleseed Project, which works on criminal justice reform. Many states and the federal government have civil forfeiture laws. Each defines the process a little differently, but generally, the NCSL explains these are laws that allow police to seize assets, like cash or property, if they believe the items were used in a crime. Prosecutors would then file a case against the property, not the person, and then the owner would have to defend why the items were not involved in a crime. Law enforcement and the DOJ say these forfeiture laws help defund criminals, but critics say it denies property owners their due process and point out police are incentivized to make these seizures because departments in some states can keep a bulk of the money seized if they win the case. Only North Carolina, New Mexico, Nebraska, and Maine have abolished civil forfeiture laws. While several states require a criminal conviction before beginning civil forfeiture proceedings, Texas does not. Dallas police claimed the money seized at the airport was part of a drug trafficking investigation, even though the traveler wasn't arrested. So it's true. Police in most states can seize your money even if you're not charged with a crime. There is a process to get the money back, but the Texas Appleseed Project says defenses are usually expensive and a majority of cases go uncontested. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
You may use your front-facing camera on your phone for selfies or video calls, but once you turn the camera off, it's off. Now, according to the Washington Post, a big chip maker has revealed its latest processor includes a feature that would allow smartphone makers to keep front-facing cameras on at all times, watching for your face. According to the report, this processor will be used in high-end Android smartphones coming out in 2022. The chip maker Qualcomm says it's a security feature. A phone could potentially have a feature that allows it to automatically unlock as soon as it finds your face, or it could detect another face next to yours, allowing your phone to hide notifications you might not want someone else to see. The company says the camera will not take photographs or video without your permission, and that none of the data picked up by the camera when it is looking for the face will leave the chip. Right now, the features that would use this always-on camera do not exist yet. It'll be up to the smartphone makers to develop those, but reportedly companies have already expressed interest in the feature.
Welcome back to DBL. If you're hoping for a pup this Christmas, scammers might be coming for you, so it's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. According to the Better Business Bureau, pet scams have more than doubled. So here are tips to keep Fido safe. First up, see the pet in person or request a video call with the pet and seller. I can't tell you how important that is. Next, reverse search the pet photo. Look up any distinctive phrases in the listing. If the images or phrases are found in multiple places, this is most likely a scam. In the end, your safest bet is to adopt an animal from a local shelter. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-419-0131 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. In person, my parents went to go get a dog and they met. And I said, get it in person. And it was a dirty, old, and it was like, know where you're getting your dogs from, your pets.
I would have never.
The dog was dirty and old?
The room was.
Oh.
And the dog.
The dog was in the room.